everybody, it's me Leo and welcome back to another Stardew Valley Legacy speed build. So starting off this week's series of builds, we are working on the community center. Now I know this is coming up a little bit later than usual, but I will explain that to you guys in a little bit. But first of all, I have to apologize for my voice. I feel like I don't sound my best today. I'm probably a little bit fatigued, but I need to get a video out today, otherwise I would hate myself. So I worked really hard to get this up for you guys, so hopefully you enjoy it. But yes, I have so much to talk to you guys about, especially with the community center and especially involving the rules of the Stardew Valley Legacy Challenge or Stardew Valley Legacy Challenge. See, I'm already out of it. This is a perfect way to start the week. But for those of you guys who already know about Stardew Valley, you would know how important the role of the community center is in actually playing the game properly and actually completing the game. So basically in Stardew Valley, you kind of have to choose whether you want to support Joja or you want to restore the community center, because basically if you don't restore the community center, the company Joja is going to convert it into a warehouse, which I'm pretty sure nobody from the community wants to happen. So instead you have this optional choice to embark on a mission to restore the community center, because when you arrive in Stardew Valley, the community center is in ruins. But for this build, we're actually building the community center in its complete form. I will have to de-build this, or I will have to trash this off camera, because I want to start off the series or the challenge with the community center in ruin, and then we're gonna slowly build it up into its complete form. And basically how we're gonna do that is we are pretty much gonna have a similar system of bundles, but instead of bundles, we're actually going to be doing collections, because that's how they're presented in The Sims 4. But basically in The Sims 4, you have a collection journal. There's a bunch of collections. I think maybe there's a dozen or so collections that you can collect in The Sims 4. But for this specific challenge, we're going to be focusing on maybe 5 or 6 different collections. And each collection is going to have a corresponding room for which you can place into the community center once you have completed that collection. So for example, there is a fishing collection in The Sims 4. Once you have completed that collection, you have now unlocked like a certain room, for example, like the let's see here, maybe the room that has the aquarium in it. I don't even know what to call it. Maybe like the I don't know, the activity area or something. I don't know, maybe like the main lobby. This is just an example anyway. So yeah, there's other rooms. Basically, other than the main lobby, we have the crafts room, we have the pantry, we have the kitchen, we have the vault, and we have the boiler room. Now, I believe that the kitchen isn't actually like associated with a bundle in Stardew Valley, but for the sake of this challenge, it's gonna be the kitchen instead of the bulletin board, because it'll be much easier for me to do that. So basically, like I said earlier, I'm gonna have to trash this place, and I'm gonna have to upload the individual rooms in the gallery individually. So you guys can download them, of course, as always, using the hashtag Stardew Valley Legacy. For the builds, you guys can hashtag Stardew Valley Legacy builds, and for the Sims, you guys can use the hashtag Stardew Valley Legacy Sims. All of it will be in the gallery, so you guys can actually download whichever one you need. And once you've completed a certain collection, you can place the room that's associated with that collection accordingly. And once you've completed all of the bundles or all of the collections, you have now completed one vital part of the challenge. I don't know if that's all it's gonna take to complete the challenge, because, you know, I also want to add like a couple of certain goals. Like, you know, I would like to add, you know, a goal associated with getting married and having kids, and you know, like keeping certain, you know, like keeping a cow plant or adopting pets. So those are like the things that I'm looking for as well, or I'm looking at as well. So that's that. So yeah, like you know, that basically gives you guys a good idea on how the challenge is gonna be and how everything's gonna flow. So yes, I would have liked to have trashed this community center in this video, but I just did not have time, like, whatsoever. And the reason for that is I actually have an ear infection. Oh my gosh, I don't really want to throw around excuses and whatever, but yeah, ever since last week I haven't been feeling well. Like I think a couple of days ago my ears started ringing, like I started to lose hearing in my right ear. So I was really confused, like I had no idea what was going on. So yeah, a couple of days ago I went to see a specialist, I went to see a doctor, and apparently my ear has a fungus. I know it's really gross, but that explains why I haven't been feeling well. I've been very dizzy. I have been very, like, I keep getting headaches, and I just really wasn't up to recording videos for the weekend. So yeah, that explains why this is coming up so late. But yeah, you guys, I'm sorry. I'm doing my best to get the videos up on a regular basis. So I know I've been all over the place this past week, so hopefully you guys can forgive me for that. And yeah, also it's gonna take 2 weeks for like the fungus to die out, so yes, the sacrifice is real. I just can't stand like the you know, sensation. Like I feel like my ear's clogged, and also like occasionally it'll hurt and it'll, like, I don't know, it's whatever. I really hate to throw around excuses, but that's what I'm going through right now, so hopefully you guys can understand and cut me a little bit of slack. So yeah, back to the community center. I'm still trying to figure out a name for this like main like living room area. Maybe like activity area. I don't really want to call it a lobby because I feel like it's like more than a lobby, you know. Reception, nah. Yeah, I'll figure it out. Like I'm probably gonna have to look at like some synonyms and stuff. Like I don't even know what I'm talking about. But oh, another thing that I want to talk to you guys about is, well, because yeah, over the weekend I have actually made a couple of households, a couple of characters, and I was really happy. Like I think I've made maybe like almost 20 characters at this point, and I really want to share them with you guys, but I don't really know what specific platform or social media I'm gonna do that, because I can do it on Twitter, but Twitter is just so exhausting, you guys. Keeping track on everybody on Twitter is just so exhausting. That's why I tend to stay away from Twitter, because, you know, like I have my own social media to worry about, let alone the social media that I have for the channel, so it could get very overwhelming sometimes. So I do try to avoid that when I'm feeling overwhelmed, which is exactly what I'm feeling right now. But you know, I want to post screenshots of the Sims. I want to show you guys their outfits. You know, I think I've finished most of the bachelorettes. I think the only one I haven't done is Maru, and then for the bachelors, I've done, let's see here, I've done Shane and Elliot. So I want to like share them with you guys and get your feedback, because I love their outfits. I'm so proud of like all of their outfits and stuff. So you know, I want to show them off to you guys. I don't know, I'm just really excited to hear what you guys have to say. So yeah, but yeah, anyway, back to the builds. Right now we are working on the pantry. Once again, I tried to get it as close to how it looks like in Stardew Valley as I can. Obviously I had to make a couple adjustments of my own, but for the most part, a lot of the rooms in this venue are not functional. So sadly they're just there for decoration and for effect purposes, which kind of like doesn't really matter, to be honest, because when you play the challenge, this whole area, this whole building is gonna be like destroyed anyway, so like you won't really be able to get a lot of, you won't be able to get a lot out of it even if I made it functional. So yeah, one thing that I did make functional is actually the area surrounding it. That's why this video is so long, because I actually put a lot of effort in like the landscaping and like the grounds surrounding the community center. So I included like the little area with a fountain and also the little playground area that you guys can see in Stardew Valley. So that is the area surrounding the community center, so I also put that as well. So I think this would actually be a great place to take your kids, maybe, I don't know, maybe go on a date, even though, when you start off the series this place would be in ruins, so I don't know how romantic it would be to go on dates. Also, I don't think I've ever mentioned the Junimos. Yeah, if you play Stardew Valley, you sort of get a helping hand from these like magical alien cute little creatures called Junimos. Obviously there's no way of recreating them in The Sims 4, so I don't know, but yeah, I don't think that their presence is really that relevant, but I thought that, giving them a mention in this build would be really awesome, because this is where they live, and when I trash this place, I'm gonna have to like build their little hut right there next to the fireplace. But you guys just saw me furnish the kitchen. Once again, nothing too crazy. I noticed that a lot of the kitchens in Stardew Valley are actually like the same. They all have like a similar layout and similar furniture, so I just kept that. And then right now we are actually furnishing the crafts room. This room is supposed to be significantly larger than how we have it here in The Sims 4, but just to keep the proportions of the community center, I just, made some rooms smaller, and I also moved around the layout a little bit just to accommodate all of the spaces. But yeah, the crafts room, it's more of like a kids play area, if I do say so myself. But yeah, I did throw in a couple of toys and stuff there, so I don't know. I guess this would be a great place to bring your Sims if, like they want to work on certain skills, because there's a lot of skill items over here, and when you start off the challenge you will be starting off with 0 money. So yeah, that is an inevitability that we're gonna have to work around. So yeah, this right here is the vault, or the vault room, or whatever, or the office. But yeah, I placed in like a really big vault item over here, and once again I just tried to make it look as close to Stardew Valley as I can. So yeah, I'm trying to think of what else I want to talk to you guys about. Oh my gosh, I'm just so excited because, like having completed like a lot of the characters already, like I'm so happy. Like I love their outfits. Like I don't know, I'm just really happy with like all of their fashion choices. Hopefully you guys also really like their faces as well, because it was really tricky to give them like their individual faces, because from what I've noticed in Stardew Valley, like a lot of the characters have the same face. They just have different skin tones, eye colors, and hairstyles. So I was like, you know what, yeah, it was quite a challenge, but yeah, I'm really happy. So far I've done like Abigail's family, I've done Emily and Haley, I've done, let's see, who else, Pam and Penny, Alex's family. Oh, by the way, Alex's family, I don't know what to do with George, because in Stardew Valley he's supposed to be stuck in a wheelchair. What are we gonna do with George? Because we don't have wheelchairs in The Sims 4, like hashtag Sims with disabilities. So in The Sims 4 Stardew Valley Legacy, George can walk. Interesting. Yeah. Anyway, let's see who else. I've done the mayor. Mayor Lewis. Oh my gosh, Marnie's family. I love it. I named their household Marnie's Bunch. Also, I had such a hard time choosing Jazz's hair. I was like, first of all, there's no purple hair for the kids, and there's very little choice as well on the hairstyles for the kids, so that was quite a challenge. I've also done Gus. Oh, by the way, now that I'm talking about the characters and stuff, I've been getting a lot of suggestions. Like, I've been getting like a lot of name suggestions, and one of you guys, I'm sorry, I don't recall your name, but you've been giving me so many good surname suggestions. They were a little bit exotic. They sounded like Hebrew or Arabic. I don't know. I didn't really look it up, but they sounded really exotic to me. I would love to take up your suggestions, but I feel like those names would be way too hard for me to remember, even though they had like so much meaning to them. So like I chose names that were really suggestive of that person's character. Like, for example, Clint, hands down, he is Clint Smith, right? Mayor Lewis, I named him Mayor Lewis Townsend. I felt like that was a really appropriate name for him. And then who else? Gus is Gus Brewster. Marnie is Marnie Barnes. Like, I feel like I'm just way too simple-minded, and I can't comprehend like all these difficult, complicated names, so I just call them like really basic names. One name that I wasn't really sure about was actually Emily and Haley's name, because first of all, did anybody point out the fact that Emily and Haley are most likely named after Emily Osment and Haley Joel Osment, who were like really, really big child stars when I was growing up, because I was born in the 90s, I grew up in the 2000s, and Emily Osment and Haley Joel Osment were like huge. Emily Osment was in Hannah Montana, she was Lily Trescott. Haley Joel Osment, oh my gosh, iconic child star. He was in that one movie, I forget the name of that one movie, where he goes like, I see dead people. You guys know that movie? Like, what is that movie again? Like, Sixth Sense. Yes, The Sixth Sense. He was also the voice of Sora from Kingdom Hearts. Yeah, I am such a fanboy, so like, but yeah, I didn't know what to name them, because I want to connect their name to, like the people that they're most likely named after in real life, but I ended up calling Emily and Haley Berry. You guys get the reference? Because Halle Berry, oh my gosh, come on, like, hopefully. Yeah, it's kind of lame, but I did my best. Who else? Abigail and her family is Clark, cause like Clark. Yeah, I'm just way too simple-minded. I feel like Marnie is just such a Barnes. She is Marnie Barnes. I cannot think of any other name for her. Shane has a different name. His name is Shane Riley. Also, Alex's family, they actually have their surname. I think they're one of the few characters, or they're probably the only character that actually has a specified surname. They are the Molnars. So yeah, I'm not sure if I'm gonna call Alex Molnar, because he's supposed to be related to like George and Evelyn. I keep pronouncing her name wrong. Evelyn, right? I'm pronouncing it right now, right? I think Alex is related to George and Evelyn through his mother. So if we follow like the traditional like Western naming system, whatever, he would probably like keep his father's name, which we don't know. So I don't know. I'm contemplating on calling Alex Miller. It's kind of similar to Molnar, but also not really, so I don't know, it's still like a work in progress. But oh my gosh, I feel like that was like such a major ramble, and nobody probably knows what I'm talking about, so I'm just gonna go ahead and go back to the build. So we just finished working on the boiler room, and let me tell you guys, I'm really not happy with the boiler room, so I feel like I will revisit that, yeah, eventually. And then in front, I put like the iconic nacho cheese ground color, and I also put a couple of cherry trees and all of that good stuff. Like, yeah, some of these items right here, like some of these areas aren't really where they're supposed to be in Stardew Valley. Like this little playground area, it's supposed to be to the left of the community center, but I just placed it outside. I mean at the back, because whatever, it works. Also, does anybody know like what that like weird rock bench is like to the right of the community center? Like, is that a bench? Is that a rock? Is that a tombstone? I don't know what it is. but it is what it is, so I put it there as well. So yeah. One thing that really bothers me is actually when you go into neighborhood view, you see this area, you know, you see like this region, and it doesn't really like, I don't know, it just looks really weird from neighborhood view, like everything doesn't align properly. I don't know. That's just a really weird complaint, but I think we are pretty much done for this build. All that's left to do is actually place in some creeping vines over here on the front, but I think that is pretty much it for this build, so I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up my commentary right here. Once again, apologies for the late video, and I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. I promise I'll reply to all of your guys' comments as soon as I can. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. You all have an awesome day. Enjoy the rest of the video, and I will see you guys next time. Bye bye.